Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Hey everybody, and welcome to The Day with Trae. I'm your guest host, Deontay Damper. I am stepping in for my girl Trae this week. Now before we begin this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday episode, I need you to like, share, and subscribe to Converge, where you can learn more about The Day with Trae, Back to Basics, and more. Go to Where We Converge to find out where Black media matters and why Black media matters. I'm so excited about today, because up next, we have the amazing Brian Gatewood from Innovative Changemakers. He's my brother in community, and he will be yours too. He has so many different things going on, but not just his program, but we have tons of events and ways that you can tap in to see how we are protecting, educating, and building our youth. And without further ado, my brother, Brian Gatewood, brother.
Hey, appreciate you, family.
How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain.
I am so happy. One, I get to rock my wonderful jersey.
For sure.
But I'm just so happy just to have you in the studio. You are a busy brother,
Yeah.
but you are busy out here building
Most definitely.
with community. So for people who aren't familiar, what is Innovative Changemakers?
Innovative Changemakers is a community organization with a focus on youth, but a larger focus on community overall. And so we go into schools, we do after-school programming, we do community events, and just anything that we can tap in with to try to make sure that community is uplifted.
Yeah. And what made you get started? Because you have a history of working in community.
Yeah. So I was a nightclub promoter for years, and I just ended up being on a purpose for, on a journey for purpose. And it led me to work for a nonprofit organization and then seeing some of the voids that I felt like I could fill. And so, I did prevention work with, oh shit, let me start over. It's not live. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, see. But I started out working for the Seattle Urban League doing reentry work. And so one of the things that I was intentional about is always advocating for prevention. And so in 2022, I was like, let me try to see what I can do on my own when it comes to youth and providing, resources for prevention.
Yeah. And now that you've started Innovative Changemakers, one of the things that I love is just the engagement of young Black men.
Yeah.
And I mean, all diasporas of community, but young Black men. Can you tell us about some of the programs and outreach that y'all have done?
Yeah, for sure. So right now we have a barbershop program that incorporates mental health, because one of the things in our community, especially with barbers, is that they are our counselors. They end up being like the first resource that we can tap into, especially with some of the, the stigmas that are built around mental health. And so we have a barbershop program. It's called Innovative Cuts, where it teaches youth the basic skills of barbering, and then we incorporate teen mental health first aid. And so that's one of our big ones that we've been having out there in Pierce County.
Yeah, and one of the highlights that I loved is just not very many organizations are trying to get kids to tap in with fentanyl, with the fentanyl overdoses that are impacting community.
For sure.
And you did some really great things with the Therapy Foundation last year. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Yeah, for sure.
So we ended up partnering with the Therapy Fund Foundation and the Tacoma Health Department, or Washington State Health Department, excuse me. And we wanted to, because fentanyl is a big thing, not just with adults, but a lot of kids are dealing with it also. And so we wanted to create some PSAs and do like some panel work just for our youth to be able to be exposed to that information and know what they can do to make a difference.
Yeah, and we really not only appreciated doing that, speaking on behalf of their fund too,
For sure.
but I think it was just really important for kids to know not just about the what's happening in the areas of the fentanyl crisis, but you are a part of the solution because you're educating yourself.
Most
on
definitely.
that. And then where we're at now, what are some of the newer partnerships that you have?
So right now we have a partnership with WSDOT, Washington State Department of Transportation, and that's one of our largest ones right now. We're focusing on environmental and transportation justice. And so that came about strictly just off of research myself, just trying to, fill myself in on what I could do to give back and like be present in that lane. And then we end up kind of stumbling upon a grant, and I spoke about how I thought it would be important to incorporate, environmental and transportation justice into entertainment and being able to really tap into our community. You know, and I asked myself, like, you know, would environmental justice and transportation justice be something that 5 years ago I would have been interested in? And then if not, how would I have engaged that? And so I thought, like, you know, involving entertainment and, you know, making it fun, you know, to learn about it, I thought that would be a super dope lane. And so I created the Change Movement, which, you know, our first event is March 30th with LaRussell. And it's gonna be something live.
Now, who is LaRussell for people who don't know?
Man, LaRussell is one of the hottest out of Vallejo right now. You know, he's super big in community. His music is fire. He got super dope energy. And, you know, it'll be something that you won't want to miss.
You know, one, I will be there, and I love LaRussell.
For sure.
But I wanted to ask, too, it's like there has been so many times where a lot of our work, especially out here working with our youth, especially working in the areas of prevention, where it's usually under fire. What keeps you grounded in work doing this work?
Yeah, this is passion. This is passion. This is my purpose. You know, I've learned in the last 2 years doing this work that, you know, you can run into, you know, burnout, man. It's real. But keeping my mental health in check, you know, I sought therapy, and so I seek, you know, therapy myself. And so I ensure that the people around me and the youth that we deal with, you know, have that resource also. And so, and then just having those days where, you know, I can just be, you know, it's okay for me to be, you know, I don't have to be doing something or be in community every single day. You know, some of those days are for me just to be, you know, and exist, and making sure that people around me know that that's okay for them also.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. You know, I need to take that myself.
For sure, for sure.
But, you know, and I want to also give a message out. If you had to give a message out there to the parents, because some of these parents don't know that they can get their children engaged. What's some advice that you can give to them? At this time?
Just reach out.
Yeah.
You know, like reach out. You know, we're super easily accessible on the internet. We're on our Instagram, our Facebook, our website. You know, email, call me, man, smoke signals, whatever, you know, we gonna respond. You know, if you reach out, we will respond. And it's okay to not know, you know. That's one of the things, I'm a father myself, and that, you know, I'm not perfect. There's things that I just don't know how to do. And so I reach out to community for those resources, you know, to try to educate myself on what I can, you know, can do to make sure my son is in a good space.
Yeah, and that is, I want to say that that's like really the heart of your organization.
Yeah.
And we see in anywhere that you've done this work, I've always seen you with your son.
For sure.
How important, and he is also out there working
Yeah.
just as hard as you,
For sure.
if not harder sometimes.
Yeah.
So how do you feel with your father-son relationship? I think that's the real heart of the organization.
Yeah, nah, it's amazing to be able to involve my son in the things that we do. And then for him, because I don't pressure him at all, but so for him to, you know, step into this space himself and be passionate about it himself, like, it's amazing, you know. Like, I wished I had that type of relationship with my father. And so, like, I pour into that for that reason, you know. I want him to grow up and remember these moments, you know, remember the impact he's made as a kid and take that into adulthood.
Yeah, and you know, and I appreciate him too, because
Yeah.
he's helped a lot
For
with
sure.
some of our navigation and a lot of our programs. And you know, I wanted to know too, because you talked a lot about burnout, and I was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying, like, you know, sometimes we forget our why, right?
Yeah.
So what is Brian Gatewood's why?
Yeah, so my why is based off of my upbringing. You know, I wish that I had somebody like me, you know, when I was a kid, you know, and I always remember that, and I move intentionally with that in mind to be, you know, that comfort for the people that come into my life, you know, and to be that resource, and just to be that person that they can call on when they need something, or just if they need to talk, or, you know. But my why is that, just, you know, like, I didn't have this, you know, as a kid, and so I want to be sure that I am this for the youth.
Oh, that's the power. High
Hey,
five
you
on
know.
that one, but that was good. You know, one of the folks that I love working with out here in community too is Cortez Charles.
For sure, my brother.
From FAM.
Yeah.
And y'all have some great things coming up too.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on there?
So this Saturday upcoming, I think it's the March 22nd, we'll be at Rainier Beach Community Center. We're hosting one of our painting vibes. That one, we should have Sean Kemp present, you know, because the theme around that is social emotional learning. And so we have a curriculum that we created. And so we'll be talking more about that in depth, and then just hearing from the pros.
Yeah, and I love Sean Kemp and Cortez, And I think that it's so important, especially I've been loving a lot of the programs that have been coming out of the South End in the Rainier Beach area,
For sure.
which is extremely important. But I do want to ask you another question too. How important are partnerships in our community?
Man, partnerships is the reason how we grew.
Yeah.
Like we literally grew based off of partnerships. When I first created this organization, we had no funds. You know, we had an idea of what we wanted to do, but no funds or like no real understanding of how to, you know, in create our programming. You know, like I had a super dope idea, like, man, I could do this, I could do that, but I just didn't have the fundamentals to be able to push that.
Yeah.
And so our very first partnership was with Senator Tawana Nobles, you know, and so she backed us and like gave us that game on how to really, you know, take what our ideas were and put them into fruition.
Yeah.
And so partnerships are everything, you know, and that's how we continue to grow. You know, we partner with a whole lot of local organizations, small and big, to push our message.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I appreciate. And you said our message.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your dope, amazing staff.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man. So when I very first had this idea, it was born in the one of the offices of the Seattle Urban League.
Yeah.
And so somebody who I got onboarded with in that position was Plummy Sonov.
What's up, Plummy?
Man, what up, Plummy? One of the dopest individuals you'll ever meet. Super kind, super informative, and just really passionate about this work, you know? And so it built just me and her at first, you know? We were in the office, bouncing ideas back and forth off each other, and then she's been there with me from the beginning. And then my mom, you know, my brother, my cousins, you know, some more of my best friends, like, it's really family oriented, and we all, you know, are super passionate about this work.
Okay, you know, and I appreciate that. And I gotta come this Saturday, and I gotta come see Lil Russell. You got a lot of things going on, but community needs to tap in. So I need you to do me a favor, brother.
Yeah.
We got a camera right here. I want you to let community know how they can be able to tap in with you and all the amazing things.
For sure. My name is Brian Gatewood. I am the founder, CEO of Innovative Changemakers, and you can reach us at Innovative Changemakers 22 on Instagram. You can reach us at Innovative Changemakers on Facebook, innovativechangemakers.org, and then reach us in community. Come pull up.
I'm gonna pull up. Now,
For sure.
Now, brother, we've known each other for a very long time.
Most definitely.
And just to see you where you're at, when you and Plumbing first started, kind of just getting the things rolling. What I appreciate about you, and I'm giving you your flowers here today, is your dedication and your commitment.
For sure.
To not only showing kids what the change looks like, but you're also showing, as someone who grew up with you, the change within you.
Yeah.
And I am very proud to stand by you in community, and can't wait to see what else Innovative Changemakers brings out for us out here, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm thankful and I'm grateful, you know, for you and everybody who supports us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you, brother.
For sure.
Thank you so much for coming on today,
man,
brother.
thank you. Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, we're gonna take one break and we'll be right back with The Day with Trae.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, no, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I can only focus on school and I can be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like, I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation Scholarship did for me.
Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWA is your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Hey, what up, everybody? Truth Talks is one of the hottest shows streaming, and we're expanding. You can catch all the tea live and unedited Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Dive into the truths you need to hear, from pop culture to politics and some of the biggest celebrity exclusives.
I wrote the song in the car.
Get out the way. That was my theme song.
Set your reminder to catch us live on Fox Soul or binge watch on YouTube/Fox Soul.
Ready to be intentional with your spending? Whether you're gifting it or using it for yourself, the Buy Black Card allows you to shop at many different Black-owned businesses across the greater Seattle area, like Love a Latte, Dramer Ice Cream, Motis Beauty Supply, Pizza by Ruffin, The Spa House by Queen Care, and so many more. You can see the full list of participating businesses when you sign up for your Buy Black Card at intentionalist.com. And thanks to our friends at BECU, you'll save 20% when you load your card. Spend like it matters with the Buy Black Card.
Oh man, What an amazing episode. I got to thank my brother Brian Gatewood for coming in. Y'all have to tap in with innovative change makers. And I'm telling you, he's telling you all the work that him and his team have been able to do over the past couple of years. But he's not even telling you about the late nights of going back and forth in emails and trying to figure out how can we continue to stretch and reach our youth? How can we continue to protect our youth and educate them on things that they're not familiar with? And I just encourage you, community, find your people, the ones that are ready and willing and able to authentically be tapped in. You can have a position, but I gotta appreciate innovative change makers for playing their position and playing it in the right way for our community. I wanna thank my amazing guests and tune in tomorrow for another episode of The Day with Trae, Walk with Love.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.